Good morning. Welcome to Casa TexPina. We're on build day number 39. We got blessed yesterday evening and all night with a light drizzling rain, so it's good soaking rain for the soil. Good thing is the guys aren't digging anymore, so they don't have to worry about digging the heavy soil. They are supposed to be continuing with building the block walls for the interior of the house. As I was talking with the engineer yesterday afternoon, he did mention that their goal is to have all of the interior walls done by the end of the week, which today is Thursday, so that's today, tomorrow, Saturday, 3 days. They'll have all the interior walls done up to the lintel beam, so that's only up to about just under 7 feet. They'll pour all the lintel beams and then start working on the next layer above that, which they're supposed to go another 3 to 4 hollow blocks above the lintel beam. So we'll see how it goes the rest of this week, and I'll bring you along for the show. So let's get started, see what they're doing. All right, starting early this morning, we got another new guy on site. The guy with the red scarf on his head is named June Abalido. The guys are getting ready to start making a lot of mortar, it looks like. So they're getting ready. Let's walk around and see what else is going on the site this morning. Yeah, I mentioned in the intro we had a nice drizzling rain all night. It really cleared the air, got a lot of dust out of the air. Unfortunately, it's very humid this morning. So just standing still and you're sweating like crazy. All right, looks like we're still working over here in the master suite. Let's go ahead and walk in from the outside. Coming in the main door. Front entrance door. We're marking the heights of the hollow block so he knows where each course needs to be, and looks like he's going to be working on the office wall. So we've got office wall here, a double French door. Oh, sorry, we got a French door here, so double door, and then another wall on this side. On the other side of the wall, got Mr. Orland. Hey, excuse me po. Magandang umaga, Maya Paba. Got Jericho, Marvin, Alex, Ben, and Wilson. Ben and Wilson are removing the forms from yesterday. Alex and Marvin are putting up new forms for today. And it looks like Mr. Jericho is getting ready to build some more walls for me on between the bathroom and the closet. All right, this morning they're continuing to pour concrete where they left off yesterday afternoon. They had gotten up to this column but did not pour this column. So this morning they're continuing to pour this column on the other side of the water closet. And I believe they're still doing form work to finish up the lintel beam right up to the other column, and then they'll stop there. I believe they're going to stop at the top of this this particular column and wait until the rest of it's all formed up, do a long pour. We'll check in a little later. Mr. Edmund up here chipping the old concrete, make sure it's ready for mortar when we get a chance. So on the other side of the wall, we're still chipping the newly formed lintel that was poured yesterday. Pouring the concrete into the chute for the column. This is just the other side of the wall, what I showed you just a moment ago. And Mr. Jericho over here is still working the exterior wall for the master closet. He's up to a course where he needs a tie rod, and that's what he's putting in place right now. So he's got a tie rod that goes into the column on this end, and On this end, it bends around the corner to tie into the next wall. Mr. Alex going back and forth. He's going to bring over some more. They look like they're bringing over some more wood for the scaffolding as they're going to work their way around the corner and continue building forms for the lintel beams on the front of the house now. Alright, it's after the mid-morning break. Let's go walk around the site, take a look and see what everybody's working on. We got Mr. JoJo over here building forms, Mr. Orland and Mr. Manny are still working steel. Looks like more stirrups. So we're working on in here in the master suite. I'll peek our head through one of the windows. See what everybody's doing. Let's be nosy. Alright, so we're building, still working on the wall between the master bath and the hallway. Still working on the wall between the master bath and the closet. And they're building the forms for the lintel beam across the top of the closet in the front. So that's on the east side of the house. Engineer came by yesterday and told the guys that said when they're working, you're going to start on one side of the house and work their way to the other instead of working arbitrarily one spot or the other. So that's the way when you get done with a room, you're done with a room and you see the completion, not work a little bit and then come back, work a little bit and come back. It's hard to notice what's been completed. This way we're able to see what's completed and how far along we are. All right, let's look around some more places. All that banging you hear is Mr. Alex out here making another form. Making a lot of noise there, Mr. Alex. See what else we got. Well, they finished up this form here for the the concrete here for this column. So that's all full of concrete. That's the last column for the dirty kitchen. So the dirty kitchen's done. The next one they'll do is start doing the lintel beams around the top as they work their way this direction. I was doing post lunch. Looks like since they've finished the block walls in the maid's suite, they are starting the lintel beams. Yep, Mr. Manny. These guys are emptying out the old buckets. You can see he's got the pieces up here already for the lintel beams. Those are all the stirrups. They'll do one long lintel beam across here and then one down the sides. See where everybody's working at over here in the front. Oh, looks like we got another load of dirt. Yes, we got another load of fill material. And we're still building the walls for the office space. Mr. Alex up on top. Mr. Alex is working a form on the column. Mr. Wilson working the column on the lintel beam across the top. The other Mr. Alex is working the final course of hollow block between the office and the master's closet. And they got one more course up here as well. And this is between the master's hallway and the master's bath. Coming into the master suite, looking into the master bath. Mr. Jericho's working hollow block into this is the walls between the bath and the closet area. One of the subscribers asked a question about the mortar that they're using to fill the holes. So let's watch Mr. Jericho here for a moment, see if we can answer his questions. I'm gonna watch you for a minute. One of my subscribers was asking, it says, with the mortar they're putting in the hole, are they filling it, like really filling it, or is it just kind of loose? I'm like, no, we're really filling, because yeah, you're poking the trowel. Oh, and then tap the dowel so so the mortar gets compacted. Okay, that's good. Thank you. So they put a thick padding of mortar on the bottom, and then they also go back and fill in the mortar inside the holes, jam it in as much as possible as they can with the trowel and tapping the rebar to vibe it down a little bit, so it is filled in as much as possible. Alright, Mr. Manny's up there doing the Lentil Beam on the mother-in-law's suite, or maid's suite, whichever one you prefer. These guys made about 3 batches of concrete. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, they were pouring concrete in the column, as I showed you on the aerial view, and then now they're working on the lintel beam for the same area. And these forms are still being built. And here comes some concrete. Let's go see where the concrete goes. Oh, not concrete. This is mortar, but we still want to see where the concrete goes anyway. So Mr. Jojo is still working the forms, still working the concrete. And Mr. Alex over here through the bars. Got 2 more courses of hollow block to do before he hits the lintel beam height. Mr. Jericho's on the last little bit for his piece, and then he'll jump over to the wall next to me. Here you go, Wes. This is how it's done. This is the top one, so they actually leave this a little empty sometimes, because they'll use the lintel beam across the top to fill it in with concrete. And it ties the 2 together. Alright, it's yabba dabba do time. It's time to close up for day number 39 at Casa TexPina. You can see behind me the guys have been busy today. This was the master closet area inside the master bath. They've been working on this, got all the way up from, I believe they only had 1 or 2 courses at the bottom when they started. They are up to lintel beam height on this particular wall, and again on the wall on the inside of the closet. On this side of the master bath, they're up to lintel beam height as well. These guys have been moving today. So their focus is now to start from this side of the house and move their way to the north. So the wall here is all the way up to lintel beam height as well for the office. And then moving in the office, they have poured the lintel beam and the columns from the column in the far corner. They came around that lintel beam, they stopped just before this column, picked up just after this column, came around the lintel beam in the front of the office, and poured this column just a few minutes ago. They wrapped up on it. So the guys have been busy today. Lots of concrete, lots of mortar, and lots of hollow block. I did have a subscriber ask questions earlier for how they were placing the mortar and the reinforcements. So they pushed a lot of mortar down inside the holes of the hollow block to reinforce it. They do push as much as they can get in there, so it is actually filled completely. So yeah, I think that's about it for today. If you liked today's video, please give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button or the Casa TexPina star in the bottom right hand corner, and you'll be subscribed. If you want to be notified when our next video becomes available for your viewing pleasure, hit the bell icon just below the view screen and you'll be notified. So you guys have a great afternoon, and God bless. Thank you for watching. If you liked today's video, please hit like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon to be notified when our next video becomes available.